everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday, June the 6th, and it is the first day of the Queer Lit Readathon. I'm so excited about this readathon. I have participated in this readathon multiple times, and it's one of my favorites. I'll put a link down below to the official Queer Lit Readathon Twitter page and the announcement where you can find the bingo board that everybody is using. I'll give you a quick show of it in my bullet journal. Here's a quick little preview of it. But basically the whole point is to just read as many queer books as you can during this week from the 6th to the 12th, as well as trying to hit as many prompts from the bingo board as you can. I just showed you guys my TBR and I'm so excited about it. You can hear more about the books that I'm reading about in my June TBR video, which I'll leave linked in a card. But I'm so excited to get started. I know which book I want to start with, but I also think I want to try and finish 2 books today because 2 of the books on my list are super short, and I think it would be a great way to start off this week if I got 2 of them done. Because I'm planning on spending a couple days at the end of this week over at my friend's helping her with report cards and stuff like that, so I'm going to try and get a good start on getting some books finished. The first book that I'm going to start today is, of course, One Last Stop by Casey McQuestion. This is one of the books that I've been looking forward to all year long, and it finally came in time for the readathon. I'm very excited. This is a adult romance, kind of like, I don't know if you'd consider it sci-fi, but there's a bit of a time loop situation, and it's sapphic, and it's set in New York during the summertime, and I'm so excited about it. The next book I want to start today is The Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This was a present from my friend Kayla, and I'm so excited to read it. It's super short. It's like a novella size, and it is been getting rave reviews. I've seen so many more people read it and love it, so I just desperately want to read it. And then again, on the I desperately want to read it train comes Lumberjanes by Noelle Stevenson and many other fantastic people. This is a queer graphic novel series set at a summer camp, and it seems like so much fun. So again, I've been really in the mood for a graphic novel, and I really want to start this. But yeah, that's where I'm going to start with today. I just put up in my last vlog a couple hours ago, and there are some sprints going on for Whatever-a-thon because that is still happening this week as well. It is week 2, and I'm going to log on to those and get to reading. I'm 20 pages into this already, and I'm obsessed already. This is a retelling of Dracula's Wives, and it's like already I love it. Like already I love it. I love it because it's told from the point of view of one of the wives, and she like is very obviously using this as a way to take back her agency, because despite being saved by Dracula at the beginning of the story and the beginning of the original story, she didn't really have that much of a choice. So in this one, I can tell already this is definitely going to be a book about her taking back that choice and taking back her agency, and I'm so excited to read more of it. Like already the writing's beautiful, and I'm obsessed. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. Hey everybody, it's later on Sunday. It's nearly 8 o'clock. I'm about to go make dinner, but I just finished The Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, and oh my god, did I love this book. All the characters were great. I loved the way that these characters came into their own and became their own people, separated from Dracula's influence and his reign, and like the way that they learned to love and deal with his abuse and his emotional manipulation and his terrifying pull that he had on all of them. It was so inspiring. This will definitely be another book that I reread. It was heartbreaking, and it was absolutely incredible. I'm so happy to have read this. This book had so many amazing things in it, and I loved it so much. It was so great to come into the world of vampires again in such a different way. I can't recommend this enough. I'm just sitting here and kind of in awe with this. I'm so happy I read it, and I'm so happy it was my first read for Queer Lit Readathon. In terms of challenges, this one counted as being shorter than a novel. Brings me joy, it's vintage, and not set on my continent. Underrepresented identity, especially because it had characters that were bisexual, and it had a polyamorous relationship, and it was just incredible. I can't get over this enough. Fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars. If I could give it 6, I would. Hey everybody, it is Monday, June 7th, yes, and I just finished filming 2 videos that are going to be going up this week that I'm super excited about. One of them was a haul, and one of them was a book tag challenge kind of thing, super fun. I'm just finishing up editing, and then I'm going to go and read my next book of the readathon, which is going to be Lumberjanes, Volume 1. I'm super excited. And then I am going to start listening to the audiobook that I have picked out for this readathon, which is going to be Sorted. I can't remember the author right now, but I will leave a picture of the book, or I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see the cover. I am going to be doing it in this order because for Whatever You Want-a-thon, one of the challenges is to read a book where the first letter of that book starts with the last letter of the book that you just read. So for Lumberjanes, ends with an S, and Sorted starts with an S. So I'm going to go in that order for these 2. And I'm going to clean up around my apartment for a bit while I listen, because I have a bunch of dishes to do, and I have to prep dinner, and do a bunch, fold the laundry, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get some stuff done while I listen to the audiobook. And then tonight I am going to get more into One Last Stop. I started this last night. I got about 1 chapter in, and I'm already loving it. And I'm super excited to keep going with this. But yeah, that's my plan for today. I'm going to keep editing and then get to going with my audiobook and my graphic novel. Hey guys, so I just finished reading Lumberjanes Volume 1, and this is so cute. I loved it. There's a bit of magic in it, which is super fun and what I didn't expect, and I just love the way that they characterized these girls and made all their stories so interesting. I'm definitely going to be picking up the next volume, and I'm super happy I read this. So there's another book down for Queer Lit Readathon and Whatever You Want-a-thon. Super exciting. Now it's time to go do some not so exciting things, which is cleaning. I don't really want to do, but I have to do. And I'll start my audiobook. Hey everybody, so it is a little bit later now. I made myself a snack because I hadn't eaten it all today. Did all my chores and got incredibly sweaty, so now I'm just sitting on the couch right next to my fan that I had to turn off to film this clip. And like you just saw, I'm about to sit down and play Stardew Valley. I am about halfway through Sorted by Jackson Bird, and I am loving it so far. This is his kind of memoir about his journey to discover his sexuality and his journey in transitioning. So far it's going really well. His writing style is very easy to absorb, and him narrating it himself has been fantastic. But I'm flying through this. I have about an hour and a half left because I listen on double speed. And so I'm going to sit down, play some Animal Crossing, and finish this because I am enjoying it quite a bit. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this goes. I was so productive, did all the dishes, I made myself some lunch. Made myself pasta salad to put in the fridge and soak for dinner tonight, and it's been going well despite the disgusting heat. It is, I think it's 86 degrees in this apartment right now, and it's 32 outside right now, I believe. It's hot. Yeah, my thermometer, for whatever reason, our thermostat in the house is in Fahrenheit, which is weird because we're Canadian, but whatever. It's like high 20s, I believe. And it's quite warm, so as you can see from the nice glow that is on my forehead. But anyway, I'm gonna get to playing and listening, and I'll update you when I finish. It was a really great look into the actual personal lived experience of a transgender person, especially growing up in the 90s when there weren't very many openly queer influences that he had. I think he mentioned that the only representation he'd ever seen of trans people was on one Oprah special and a really transphobic punchline of a joke in an Adam Sandler movie, which is not a uncommon experience. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great introduction to talking about transgender life and transgender identity and dealing with your not dealing with, but discovering your own identity and being questionable about your own identity. I thought it was a really great take. Anyway, I haven't been rating my nonfiction, so I won't be giving it a rating, but I really did enjoy it. In terms of the readathon, for Whatever You Want-a-thon, it counts as being out of my comfort zone because it's a memoir. It counts as having mental health representation, and then it is the book that I'm using for my prompt of reading a book in which the first letter of the title is the same as the last letter of the title of the last book you read, which for me was Lumberjanes, so that letter was S. One of the other things I wanted to mention about Sorted was the thing that threw me off the most was his discussion of Harry Potter and the Harry Potter fandom and how much it helped him grow and helped him learn to accept his own identity. I thought that was really, I don't know why, but I was really thrown off by it, mostly because of J.K. Rowling's turfness and her very trans exclusionary comments that she's made in the last year or so. Before I remembered that this book came out before that. I went and later checked, and Jackson Bird has spoken up about J.K. Rowling's behavior and his relationship with Harry Potter kind of changing a little bit after this. But I wanted to mention that here because this book talks about Harry Potter a lot. And especially considering it's the memoir of a transgender person, I wanted to know his thoughts about it, and I found that, so I went looking, and I'm glad that I did. For Queer Lit Readathon, it counted as being a memoir. So that's awesome. And yeah, the only other prompt that I have to fill before I get a second bingo in the Queer Lit Readathon is an intersectional book, which I have 2 books that are intersectional on my TBR, so we're doing great with that. For Lumberjanes, for Whatever You Want-a-thon, I forgot to mention, it counts for 2 prompts for Whatever You Want-a-thon as being a book that I hauled out in the past year and having POC representation. I really enjoyed both of these books that I read today, and I'm super happy that I finished both of them today. Second day of the readathon, and I'm already 4 books in, actually. Yeah. No, sorry. Second day of the readathon, and I am 3 books into Queer Lit Readathon, and I am now 6 books into Whatever You Want-a-thon, so having a grand old time. Later tonight, I might keep reading One Last Stop. I'm not quite sure. I'm a little bit burnt out, and I think I need to just chill. I've been playing Stardew Valley for the last couple hours, but I think I might just turn on some Survivor and chill, make dinner, and just relax, but we shall see. But yeah, I'll give you an update when I have more thoughts. Hey everybody, today is Thursday, June the 10th. Updated for a couple days just because I've been having not a whole lot of reading happening. Last I talked to you was on Tuesday. Wednesday I just didn't really do a whole lot of reading. I think I was just coming off of Tuesday where I read 2 books in a row and I just didn't really have it in me. Didn't really do a whole lot of anything on Wednesday. It was a weird day. And then yesterday my friend Nick came over and we were just shooting the shit, watching movies, having a great time. He was here till 11, and then Tyler and I watched a movie. We watched the Bad Times at the El Royale, which was really good. Such a great movie. I really enjoyed it. But anyway, today is a new day. Today is, again, Thursday. I don't have a whole lot on the agenda today, except I think I want to do some writing at some point. And I might enlist Kayla to write with me today. In terms of the readathon, again, I haven't finished another book yet, but I am determined today to finish reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuestion. Super excited about that. And then I only have 2 more books left on my TBR for this week, which is exciting. I still have to read Last Night at the Telegraph Club and The Girls of Storm and Shadow. Only problem is tomorrow I probably won't be reading as much as well either, because I'm going over to help my friend Megan do her report card. She's this teacher, and with everything going on in the world right now, I wanted to try and lend a hand. So I'm going to be doing that for most of the day tomorrow, which means I only really have today and Saturday left. So I'm really going to have to hustle, but I think I can do it. So wish me luck, and I will update you guys when I have more reading done. I got book mail. I'm so excited. Let me see. Oh, they didn't put the pull tab in. That's annoying. There we go. Woohoo! Okay, so I got Too Much Lit by Melissa Lukashenko. This book is on my TBR for the month. It is my book club pick for the month. I'm super excited. It's queer. It's about Indigenous Australians. It's hard-hitting, and I'm probably gonna cry. But I'm excited. How pretty is this cover? Hi again, everybody. So I'm about 60 pages into One Last Stop, and I'm just not vibing with it right now. Somebody pointed out on Twitter that there were some pretty problematic elements to Red, White, and Royal Blue, her first novel, and that there were a couple of questionable lines in One Last Stop. I've seen a few different videos about it and takes on it. And it's just making me kind of sad, so it's making my reading experience a little bit tainted, so I'm going to put it down for now. I'm not going to just totally get rid of it, because this is a book with a concept that I've been really looking forward to reading. It's one of my most anticipated, so I definitely want to give it a chance. But not right now. I can't do it right now. So instead, I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to start reading Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. This, again, is one of the books that I've been looking forward to reading for quite a long time, so I'm super excited about it, and I'm hoping this will help get me out of the slump that I can feel forming and really can't afford to have right now. So wish me luck. Hey everybody, so it's a bit later now. It's nearly 8 o'clock. I'm about a third of the way through The Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. I'm loving this so far. It has been such a great read. This is a story about Lily, who is a Chinese-American queer girl living in San Francisco in the 1950s, and she is coming to terms with her sexuality, exploring her sexuality, and what it means for her as a Chinese-American in this decade of American history. It's got a really interesting story about Lily here, but it also has interspersed some stories about Lily's parents and how they met. And I'm just really enjoying it. I'm loving the relationship that Lily has with her friend Kath, and seeing this relationship develop and seeing how they explore each other and their feelings and everything. I'm just having a grand old time, and it's been a very quick read, which makes me happy. I'm definitely gonna probably finish this tonight. Hey everybody, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just finished reading The Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. I adored this book so much. This book broke me. The relationship between Lily and Kath was such a interesting and unique queer relationship that I've never really read about before. I think the closest I can get to was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, actually, which makes sense because they're both historical, set around the same time in the 50s. Vastly different situations though. This story was really great at educating me on the history of Chinese American life in America at the height of the Red Scare, post World War II. It educated me on the ideas of the queer community in that time period, as well as in the city of San Francisco, considering it was supposed to be a safe space almost, or a refuge at that time. And I loved it. There were some characters that I wanted to push in front of the bush. Shirley, you know who you are. This book was hard to read. It wasn't an easy read. It wasn't a fluffy queer romance, especially in YA, considering the historical aspect to it and the cultural aspect of it. But overall, it was such a pleasant experience. I flew through this book. It was very fast-paced, very easy to read, and I enjoyed the little snippets of the historical timeline and like her parents' relationships as well, and her aunt's relationships and their points of view from different points of their lives. I really enjoyed that. Gave a little bit more insight into those characters that didn't get nearly as much like page time. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic read, and I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. In terms of readathons, last time the Telegraph Club counted for Whatever You Want-a-thon as being a 5-star prediction, POC representation, hauled in the past year, and Bookish Creators favorite list, because Emma Books mentioned it in her LGBTQ plus Rex video. And then for Queer Lit Readathon, it counted as being intersectional, vintage, and 40% BIPOC. I loved this. I thought it was fantastic, and yeah, I'm overjoyed with it. Yeah, can't get over it. I'm gonna go enter it in everything, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. I have a earlier day than normal tomorrow, so I will talk to you guys then. Hey guys, today is Saturday, June the 12th, and today is the last day of the Queer Lit Readathon. So far, I have read 4 books for this readathon, and I'm super excited about that. And today, my goal is to start and finish the last book that is on my TBR, which is Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nan. This is a sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire, one of my favorite books, I think, of 2019, I think was when I read it, or 2018, I can't remember. Super excited. I've had this on my list for much too long, on my shelf for much too long, and I'm very excited to read it. It is just over 400 pages, or just under, I'm not quite sure. So it's very doable in the time frame of today, which I'm super excited about. I'm currently just sitting on the live show, live reading sprints that's being hosted on India's channel right now. And yeah, that's just my plan for today. I'm gonna read. I just had some breakfast, and now I'm gonna sit down and drink my coffee and drink some water because I feel very dehydrated, and then get started on Girls of Paper and Fire, or Girls of Storm and Shadow. It's a bit later now, and I am over halfway through Girls of Storm and Shadow, and if you guys have read it, like, the thing happened partway through, and I'm just getting over it. It just made me, I'm just stopped crying. This book is going by so fast, and I'm so sad because I love it so much already. I don't want it to go by as fast as it is, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. I am thrown right back into this world and this story from the get-go, despite having not read it in years. Like, it's going so well, and like I'm so full of emotions. It's insane. I can't believe I waited so long to read this. But thankfully I did, because I looked it up, and the third and final book comes out in November, and so now I'm like gonna be ready. I'm gonna have like all the memories, and I'm gonna be ready to go. But either way, I'm suffering. But just wanted to give a quick update that I'm having such a good time. Hey guys, so it's about 8 o'clock now, and I just finished reading Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nan, and oh my god, was it a mistake waiting to read this. This book kills me. Oh my god, I cannot believe Natasha did this to us at the ending. What a cliffhanger, and now I have to wait till November to read the next one. There's just so much I can say about these characters. Lay and Ren and their relationship is just one of my favorite things I've ever read in literature. This story is so intriguing, and it's got so many great plot twists, and it's just the way that this world works with the different castes and demon systems and stuff like that is so intriguing, and like the way that Natasha can write the actual fear and terror into these characters is breathtaking. And it kills me. It kills me every single time. There's a content warning at the beginning of the book that this book does deal with scenes of violence, self-harm, and references to sexual abuse and trauma recovery. And in terms of that trauma recovery, I think it was very well executed in the sense that it was very real. She didn't shy away from the tough topics, as most of this series is related to, but I think she handled them so well, and I cannot wait to see what happens to these characters in the final book. I'm so excited. But anyway, it's like 8 o'clock and I still have like almost 4 hours till the end of the Queer Lit Readathon. So I figured I'm going to go back to one of the other books that I started that I want to see if I can finish. Of all the books that I started in June, there's one that I think I might be able to finish by the end of the day, and that is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. This book I started last week, and I only have about... I'm on page 164, and so I have about just under 300 pages left of this to go, which I think I might be able to do, but I'm not positive, but I'm leaving this as an option. I am going to take a break right now. I need to fill up my journal and my Notion and track all my progress and everything like that. Oh yeah, in terms of the readathon, this book for the Queer Lit Readathon counts as being intersectional because it deals with both class, race, and gender identity. It brings me joy, and it deals with an underrepresented identity. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. Finished Girls of Storm and Shadow. And then for, in terms of the Whatever You Want-a-thon, readathon, geez. This counts as being a 5-star prediction, having POC representation, having mental health representation, and cover reminding me of a pride flag because it looks like the bi flag. Super happy with that. So this one's going to count for 275 points, which is exciting, and it's going to bring me up to my 8th book read for the month of June. Very exciting. But yeah, I'm going to go take a break and do that, and I will check in with you guys later. So it's about 11:15, and I am just about halfway through One Last Stop. I decided to try and give this another go because I'm still in a reading mood after finishing Girls of Storm and Shadow, and I'm glad I did. I'm like flying through it now. I'm glad I gave it another like shot after a while. I think I just needed a genre change, to be perfectly honest, and I'm really liking it so far. It's really interesting. The story's definitely going in a different direction than I thought it was going to, but I am having fun with all these characters. I'm loving the like found family that's happening. That's one of my favorite tropes. It's one of a lot of people's favorite tropes, but it's there for a reason, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really interested to see how this is going to end. I can't really predict it right now, so I'm probably not going to finish this until after midnight, but I don't care. I'm going to keep going till I'm done, and then that will be the last book that I read for Queer Lit Readathon. So I'm going to get back to reading. I just wanted to update you on where I'm at. And yeah, I'm watching some old reading sprints to give myself the motivation, and let's finish this. Hello everybody, it is about 1:30 in the morning, and I just finished reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I really ended up enjoying this so much. I thought it was a really great story, and I'm really happy I read it. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on it, like, that I can articulate, I think, right now. I'm a bit tired, but that was my final read of the Queer Lit Readathon. I will update you guys in the morning with a quick wrap-up and to let you know all the books that I read and my ratings, but I'm super proud of my reading this week, and I think it went better than I expected. Hey everybody, so today is Sunday, June 13th, and I am going to give you a quick wrap-up of my week during the Queer Lit Readathon. So the first book that I read for the Queer Lit Readathon was Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, and I absolutely adored it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was a great paranormal vampire story. Absolutely adored it. It had polyamorous rep, bisexual rep, pansexual rep, and it was gorgeous. Next up, I read Lumberjanes, Volume 1 by Noelle Stevenson, and it was a great graphic novel. It was queer, it had many different representations in it, and it was a great little magical story, which I didn't expect. Very excited to continue on with it. This I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I listened to an audiobook. I listened to the memoir Sorted, a transgender memoir by Jackson Bird, and I absolutely adored it. It was a great memoir, a great introduction to transgender history and transgender experience, specifically a transgender man's experience. Absolutely adored it. I haven't been reading nonfictions, but I do highly recommend it. Then I read The Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe, and this book broke me. It was a great historical fiction, contemporary, or historical fiction YA. It was a beautiful story about the lesbian experience in the 1950s in San Francisco, and it was a great introduction to ideas about what it was like to be queer in the 1950s and what it was like for that identity to be illegal and incredibly frowned upon. And it also had great introductions and discussions about being Chinese American in the 1950s during the Red Scare. It was a really great intersectional novel, and I loved every bit of it. 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I read Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nan. This is the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire, and it's probably my favorite book I read this month. This book was absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for the third and final book to come out in this series. This book is a YA fantasy series centered around, or based on Malaysian influences, and it also deals with different caste systems between magical beings, and it has female rep. It is sapphic, and I absolutely adore it. And then finally, last night, I finished reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This is a contemporary adult romance novel that also has a little bit of sci-fi elements to it. I absolutely adored it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you're new here, please subscribe. I put out new bookish and writing videos every week. Let me know down below if you participated in Queer Lit Readathon this round. I can't wait to have another round in September and another one in December. Let me know down in the comments below also if you've read any books that I read this week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.